Good morning and welcome, Dr. Jayakumar. Thank you for taking out your time. Today, I would like to have a conversation with you on a very important topic of the S-giving competencies of the fresh engineers entering the corporate world. We would like to know, you being the group CHRO of a large conglomerate, taking engineers every year, and you also know about companies, your vendor companies, your partner company, associate companies, all who take large number of engineers. What will be the S-giving competencies of these young engineers joining the companies?
Thank you, Dr. GP Rao. It's always a pleasure interacting with you.
Thank you.
Let me give a little bit of a macro view, then I'll get into the clear competencies. Right?
Sure.
Two things are happening simultaneously. One is there's a whole lot of advancement in technology, digitalization, automation happening one side. Another side, suddenly the last 2 years, there's a pandemic and there's a total lockdown, etc. So, which is very predominantly people talk about as a double disruption, right?
Okay.
So the workplace and workforce, all the three has got affected because of this. And there are many reports which has come on World Economic Forum report which says that 85 million current jobs will vanish and 97 new type of jobs will get created, and net it is beneficial. 12 million more jobs are there in the market.
Okay.
So companies are adopting different technologies, AI, ML, big data, cloud computing. They're getting into digital supply chain, human machine interface, robotics. A whole lot of things are happening.
Okay.
So in this Gartner report talks about building critical skills and the HR priorities 2021 as well as for 2022. They talk about 4 or 5 skills. One is critical thinking.
Okay.
Analysis. Problem solving. Self-management and active learning. This is the Gartner report says. It almost resembles with my thought process. When I look at L&T, when I try to recruit people, if we look at some of the competencies, my feeling is first and foremost is today because of the learning agility, sir. That is very, very important. I quickly grasp and learn the new, because things are changing at a very, very fast pace. Under learning agility, I can subgroup it as 2-3 things like what is the growth mindset? Okay. Growth mindset means the candidate's ability to be very optimistic, believe in continuous learning and growth. Like continuous learning, even open to criticisms and feedback, embraces challenges and takes calculated risks. This is what I think when I look at growth mindset. Same way, digital mindset is also another set of competency, which is it adds up to a learning agility. Finding out technology-based solution in the rapid changing world.
Okay.
That is so. Learning agility is one. Next is problem solving. I agree with Gardner that problem solving is the ability of the candidate to be proactive to the real world challenges. Taking divergent and multiple approaches, critical thinking, all will fall under that bucket.
The problem solving.
Yes. The third, I think, emotional resilience, ability to bounce back from adversity and stressful situation. This is something as an internal quality like anxiety management, adaptability, sensitivity to others. All these things I put in a bucket called emotional resilience.
Emotional resilience.
Resilience. So there's the 3 broad areas, I think, but without compromising on the domain expertise. Okay?
Yes.
I should have the width and depth of the domain expertise. If I'm a civil engineer, I should know in and out of civil. I should be an expert in that. I cannot compromise that and say I have critical thinking, I have empathy, I have this. No, that is also
absolutely right.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for articulating 3 key S-giving competencies in addition to their domain knowledge, their domain skills. Well said. Dr. Jayakumar, let me know, how do you assess these competencies? I'm talking of these 3 S-giving competencies you said about the learning agility, the problem solving, and the emotional resilience.
So let us look at it as 2. One, recruiting. How do I assess? Okay. Recruiting, if I'm going to the colleges, different colleges, management institute, etc. the domain expertise is easy to measure. Okay, so we can have a technical competency assessment, and that also slightly twisted towards application oriented questions. If I make it, so I can really identify the students who have understood the concept and then who have internalized the concept. So some application oriented technical competency assessment can be done, and we can. Behavioral competences is little challenging. So then we have to rely on case study or behavioral event interviews or situational judgment test. As such, now today with the technology, there are a whole lot of thing. I'll talk about our own selection process, which I use EduTech. So there's a combination. Again, it depends upon your size of organization, scale of recruitment, number of people to be recruited, time available, all those. And what is the importance for that? We have to have a multiple approach to design this.
Okay. All this at the time of selection, you are saying.
Yes. When it comes to the organization, then again it is performance on the job. Okay, every organization has a continuous assessment process. It is directly related to the KRAs and their goals and what is the achievement of their KRAs, as well as certain behavioral indicators, which attributes which they display. And many organizations, including us, not at a junior level, and slightly when they move up to the managerial level, we have the competency assessment. We call it as development centers. Very clearly, these competencies are defined. We have behavioral indicators. We have a one-day or assessment centers, which includes in-tray, which includes role play, which includes group discussions, behavioral event interviews. Also, it's multiple assessor, multiple instrument, getting into a consensus, and then it is very, very objective process in which we measure. That's very easy to do, but it is time consuming, it is expensive.
Okay.
Wonderful. Now I think the most important part. Now in the engineering colleges, there is a curriculum. I don't know, the curriculum will cover the emotional resilience, the problem solving, the agility that you talked about. So what is the reality actually, Dr. Jayakumar?
Sir, thanks for asking this very important question. There are three parties in this game, sir. One is the student, one is the educational institution, another is the companies, right?
Okay.
If you look at students' perspective, you have seen there are 15 lakh engineering graduates coming out, and that India skill report says only 46% of them are employable.
Only 46.
46%. The India skill report 2021. Although the students take proactive interest in getting into different ways of learning and doing it. Educational institutions, again, so many educational institutions, there's a challenge of the faculty, excellent faculty who have the practical domain expertise. That is the biggest challenge, and some of the colleges even lack the certain the lab and other facilities, infrastructure. That is few. Now most of the colleges have the infrastructure, but getting a practical domain expertise faculty is a challenge. Okay. Third is employer perspective. Is when I go there, the employability is a question. Whether they have to put 3 months, 6 months of training on induction and getting them ready to be productive. So first and foremost comes to my mind is academia industry tie-ups. That has to be strengthened. A lot of things are happening today, but still like internships, innovation labs and R&D centers sponsored by industry, internship, faculty training. I have done for Madras School of Social Work. I called all they approached me, not that I went to them. They approached me, and all the staff. One day I did a webinar on the whole HR processes, what we do, practical things. Each component head came and spoke about component training, learning, and like that. The faculty internship is also picking up today.
Very nice.
Another thing is many institutes approach the corporate to come in their board of studies. I am in the board of studies of IIM Tirchi, I am in Madras School of Social Work, in many such things. And because some people have the feel of giving it back to the society. So if it is in the board of studies, and if I can influence the curriculum part of it to give better, we will definitely take out time and go and do a sincere job of that. So that is another way many institutions are doing. Third area, whole lot of digital learning has come out today. There are, in fact, we have also entered into this in a big way. There are other called EduTech. There are other players like Coursera, Skillsoft, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy. Many players are there who are focused on, but majority of them are in the field of leadership, behavioral aspect. But we have gone into EduTech. I can, if time permit, I can talk more about that. See, we have something called Digitech, which is an integrated processor. Many of the digital learning will focus only on learning. We focus on assessment, and the space is technical. Technical learning means civil, mechanical, electrical, IT, analytics, that type of area. We have designed the courses with the practical engineers who have the domain expertise, who have worked. So if a person who has built the longest road, the tallest building, extra, they put their expertise and design the course. We have also tied up with educational institutions to bring in the academic rigor. That is the course part of it in different modules. But the specialty is we have assessment built into that. So we use the same platform for recruiting people. So we have a battery of questions in terms of civil, mechanical, electrical, covering first year, second year, third year, etc. So that the student can take this test, they get a score, they know which is the area there is a gap. We give the gap report. Then they can do the particular course, so then they can build. So it is a continuous process. Even some of the organizations, some of the reputed colleges have taken this course and do it as an virtual instructor-led training program. They use that course and then teach the students. So this is where the gap of the practical domain expertise of the faculty gets collaborated along with this, so that the student get the best of the both opportunities. So assessment, gap analysis, training, reassessment. So it is a continuous process, and other employers also coming to us for using it as an assessment and learning plan.
Very interesting, very interesting. So thank you for articulating your views, insights, experiences, and your contribution, both from a company point of view and your personal level also. And thank you for clarifying what will be the S-giving competencies in addition to the domain knowledge and skill, and also how you are assessing in your own conglomerate. And finally, you also told us about how to develop these competencies, and you talked about the many agencies, companies, and including your own EduTech company, how you are helping both the students and the engineering schools and the corporate world in getting the best people out of the engineering colleges, so that the percentage of that 46% employability that will go up soon. Thank you so much, Dr. Jayakumar, for your time. We really enjoyed talking to you. This conversation will be very useful to the listeners. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. It is always a pleasure interacting with you. Look forward for many more such interactions. Thank you.